So, what industry in which African Americans are overrepresented and would be highly impacted by a government shutdown? Which industry is that?
Oh, that's easy. Federal government. Because black folks make up more than 18% of their workforce, even though we're only 14% of the population.
And I believe that's why Republicans are always trying to talk about a government shutdown, always talking about shrinking the federal government, because they know that our community would be disproportionately impacted in a negative way.
And that's why we've been preaching on this channel that black folks really, really need to be serious about their financial independence.
And we've also been preaching about every African American should have multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. We were talking to a client this weekend, and she gets some healthy checks,
Yes.
but they're all from the federal government. They're all from the federal government. So if they do what we know they're going to do, and you don't have multiple streams of income, that's going to be difficult. So we're going to talk about all the ways that a government shutdown would affect our community and what you can do about it, right?
First, let's introduce ourselves.
That's right. Hey, y'all. My name is Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and retiring abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is always a good thing.
So, sweetheart, yes, it is. So, sweetheart, what are we talking about today?
Well, first, we'll discuss the potential impacts because although we avoided a government shutdown this time, when the melon felon gets in office, he's going to have a trifecta. So, he's going to do what he did in 2018 somewhere along the line and shut down the government.
Shut that shit down. Second, we'll discuss ways that you can financially prepare for this eventuality.
Thirdly, we'll give you a list of low cost to no cost certification programs for a 100% remote job that can increase your salary.
That's right. That's right. Low cost to no cost. So, but first, if you are new to our channel, then you might not know back in 2018, we looked at our money and it was looking crazy.
It looked real crazy, y'all.
But we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth, y'all. If we can do it, you can do it too.
You can do it too.
Right? So if any of that sounds interesting to me, to you, if any of that sounds interesting to you, it sounds interesting to me.
Very interesting to me.
Subscribe. We're trying to get to 75,000 subscribers. So subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know every single time that we go live or drop a new video. And
give it a thumbs up.
If you find this information interesting, smash that like button. So first, let's start with some definitions because I bet some of you have been hearing these terms and may not know exactly what they mean. I mean, we keep hearing about the debt, we keep hearing about the deficit, but those two terms are not interchangeable and we want to make sure we're all on the same page. So,
I think most people know what debt is. The national debt is simply the money that the government owes its creditors.
Right.
Versus the deficit.
Right. And so when there's a deficit, that adds to the debt. So a deficit simply is that the government is not taking in as much money as it is spending. So let's just say, for instance, the federal budget was $1 trillion, right? And then because of the melon felon style tax cuts to billionaires, we only got in income taxes 999 billion or 900 billion. Right? Then we would have a deficit of 1 billion. That 1 billion would be added to the debt and we'd go to our creditors. Well, the government would go to its creditors to borrow that billion so that they can pay their bills. So that's what the deficit is.
Growing up, I don't remember hearing about debt ceilings and national debt or deficits. I mean, you heard those things, but they really, really weren't pushed or brought up a whole lot because no one was talking about shutting down the government.
Right. They weren't getting national attention. It was just rote. This is something that we did. Now, I think not paying attention was probably not a good thing. But I know it really didn't get crazy until Reagan. Reagan was the first one to really do some Mellon-Felon style tax cuts to billionaires while still spending more money. I mean, he blew up the deficit. He blew it up. And right, he did. It was crazy. It was crazy because he was increasing military spending like a fool.
Yeah, no, I remember that, but I think it started getting stupid under Clinton when the toad Newt Gingrich, brought him uh, the proposal, brought him a budget that he knew would be vetoed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he wanted Clinton to look bad.
Right, right. And that led to a 21-day shutdown. That was bad. I remember that. That paved the way for them to do it under Obama. I think it was John Boehner,
Bonehead.
who led to the first time the United States lost its AAA credit rating because the government was shut down for 21 days. That was the longest ever at that time. I remember like our son-in-law, our nephew, they were not in the military. They were not getting their paychecks. They were not getting their paychecks. The commissary had to offer credit.
They had to give them credit.
They had to offer credit because folks weren't getting their paychecks. And then that just paved the way, right, for Trump to solidify that nonsense when he threw a tantrum over his stupid wall and shut the government down for over a month and some days. So for over a month, the government was shut down.
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
It is. It is.
So, now that we understand the issues,
yeah,
let's talk about how this impacts Black folks' money.
Black folks' money. So we are going to talk about that. And then we are going to give you some steps to take so that you can prepare and mitigate the risk. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, you want to stick around to the end because we've got some free certification programs, some low-cost certification programs. When I say low cost, I mean like a couple of $100 or less that could change your financial position if that is what is needed. And so, look, they do what they do. This is what they do every single time. This is what they do every single time. So before we get into that, I'm just going to read off right quick what the things are. So a disruption to federal benefits, what would happen? The impact on employees, the impact on community services, the economic ripple effects, health and social programs, and the long-term wealth gap would be exacerbated, all right? And so then we'll talk about what you should be doing. So before we get into some specifics, let's see who is in the chat and say hello to a few people. Hey, Shaquan, good to see you.
Shaquan.
CK, no, do you know where a good barbecue spot is? I don't know.
Here?
Yeah, I don't know. There's some people in like barbecue, like we know barbecue. No. Hey, Greta.
Hey, Greta.
Michael Laster. Seems like a new name. Laster. Seems like a new name. Hey, we hope you're having a great day too. Hey, Janet. Good to see you in the chat. We've got our other Greta, Midlife Money Moves. Hey, Kay Renee, good to see you. Allison Rowe is in the house.
Hey,
Pinky, if you are watching from the future, say hello in the comments, all right? If you are watching right now, say hello in the comments and let us know that you are there. The ABX girl, good to see you in the chat. Who else do we have? We have Valerina. Good day, everyone. Good day to you too. Action VJ. Of course, hey, y'all, hit the like button as you come in. Miss Penny's Kitchen is in the house. We missed you too, and hopefully we'll see you in a few days. Hey, Jametta. Good to see you. We're glad you're in the chat. Shanora is here. Tanya. Hey, OBU family. Helen Harris is here. Bethany Bledsoe.
Yakota Strong.
Yakota, good to see you. Feliz Festas. Aminha OBU Familia. We need to start practicing our Portuguese more. We were trying to practice a little Thai while we were in Thailand. Hey, June.
Thank you so much.
Tell your mama we said hey. Lynn is in the house. Tracy Wonderlust. Abba. Ifeoma, I believe. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hopefully I am. Hey, Kevin, good to see you in the chat. We've got Ty. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, disruption of federal benefits. What are we talking about?
Social Security and Medicare.
I remember when Social Security checks were coming late because Gloria Benson was calling us all worried and tripping out, right? I want to say that this was under the Obama administration when John Boehner shut it down. I'm pretty sure.
I would think so.
So, unfortunately, African Americans disproportionately depend upon Social Security and Medicare. Okay. And so a government shutdown could have a huge impact on us. Food assistance programs.
Programs like SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Programs.
Right. And so I know that we are a bit overrepresented in folks who get SNAP. But that is because of the system, right? It's systemic. We know that. So SNAP benefits, all of that stuff, aids to families with dependent children, AFDC programs, right? Medicare, Social Security, all of that can get impacted by the federal government shutting down. Employment impacts.
Federal employees.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Right.
We make up a higher percentage of the workforce.
Of the workforce for federal government. That's 18%. Is 18%. And see, the thing about it is anybody who is not essential to the security of the United States will get furloughed without pay. Furloughed without pay. No joke, y'all. What else?
Small business, government contractors.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of small business, Black-owned business that count on, government contracts and not being paid or delayed payments or can cancel projects, causing cash flow issues.
Cash flow issues, exactly, because here's the deal. And if you're a small business and you are depending upon the federal government to pay you, all right, cool, right? But you still have subcontractors, you still have staff, you still have crew, right? And those folks want to be paid and paid on time. They're not trying to think about whether the government sent the business owner the money or not, right? They ain't thinking about that. They just know, come Friday, better be a check deposited in their account, or they're not going to be showing up to work.
Right.
We and I don't think we realize, like, as they're ending DEI and getting rid of preferential treatment for underrepresented groups when it comes to government contracts, that too is going to have a huge impact on our community. Think about it. Again, there are tons and tons of small businesses and medium and larger businesses that are Black owned, where a good portion of their income comes from government contracts, specifically federal government contracts. Now, hopefully they've mixed in some state and some county/city contracts as well, but that all could be impacted, because if the money from the city, if the money from the state is through a federal grant, like a block grant or something, right. See, you see what I'm saying? There's a ripple effect to this. There's a ripple effect. All right, community services.
Housing assistance, Section 8.
That's right. What else?
Education funding. Mm-hmm. Historically Black colleges, HBCUs, all the colleges that he, claims that he's put money into,
right,
or, given money to,
right,
for his Blacks.
Right, for his African American,
right,
and y'all know HBCUs don't have the same kind of endowment as these huge public schools or the Ivies, right? They don't. They are depending upon that money coming in at regular intervals for the students and for research grants, et cetera, for student aid, and for the research grants, et cetera. And if it doesn't come in, if it's not coming in and their bills are not being met, this is not a good look. Number 4.
Economic ripple effects.
A prolonged crisis could raise interest rates, make mortgages, car loans, and credit card debt more expensive, which would particularly hurt us and our community. We are the ones who tend not to pay cash for cars. We are the ones who tend to put down the minimum amount when buying a house, right? And if we are borrowing money at a higher interest rate, it's either less house that we're going to get, right? Because you can't afford the payments. So, job market uncertainty.
Economic instability could lead to layoffs and reduced hiring in industries where African Americans are overrepresented,
such as retail, hospitality, and of course, government services, right? Health and social programs.
Medicaid and CHIP.
So y'all know the difference between Medicaid and Medicare, right? Medicare is for seniors. Medicaid is for folks who cannot afford the ACA. CHIP is for kids. And CHIP has been around since the 90s because I think, the Clintons passed that. So CHIP has been around since the 90s. Medicaid has been around as well, but the increase in Medicaid, the increase in the limit was from the ACA. Disruptions in fundings could reduce access to healthcare services, again, disproportionately affecting our community because our community disproportionately relies upon these programs. Again, it is not because, don't get into our comments talking about it's because we're lazy or any kind of nonsense like that, and not talk about systemic racism within the system. All right. Don't even do it. Community-based services.
Organizations providing mental health support, childcare, workforce development, often critical to African American communities.
I know in Colorado that we got block grants, especially for workforce development, right? There were credits and or vouchers that you could get to help lower income folks with childcare, right? If they can't go to work because they don't have anyone taking care of their child and they can't afford childcare, ripple effects. So the economic instability from a debt ceiling crisis could widen the racial wealth gap by undermining home ownership, retirement savings, and other key components to wealth building. So what should you be doing? What should you be doing right now?
First, do a thorough review of your spending and eliminate any unnecessary spending. I wanted to say something totally different.
Okay, we're going to pause here because I want you to get out your notebooks. If you heard this stuff and you're like, crap, what am I going to do? Get your notebooks out because we are going to give you the 3 steps that you will need to make sure that your money is not funny. All right. So like Rick said, do a thorough review of your spending. You should know where every single dollar is going and then eliminate unnecessary spending. For instance,
get rid of any subscriptions that are no longer serving you.
Replace expensive plans with less expensive plans, things like that. All right. These are the things that we teach in Beyond the Bling, our financial course for late bloomers. A lot of this stuff is also in the free Ready to Retire Toolkit, which you can find in the description below. Number 2,
analyze your savings rate.
So your savings rate is simply the amount of money going into your investments and savings divided by the income that you get. All right. Now, we're not talking about gross income because I don't think that's fair. The taxes are the taxes and they take that off the top. So we're talking about the money that actually comes into your hand after taxes. But that could include your 401k. Mm-hmm. That could include your 401k as part of your saving and investing. So how much should they be aiming for?
Aim to save no less than 35%.
We were saving 65% of our income prior to retirement. 65%, y'all. 65%. And neither one of us had 6-figure jobs. We had 6-figure titles, 6-figure responsibilities, but they weren't trying to pay folks. Right?
And if you haven't already, automate your savings and investing.
Right.
Put it on auto.
Right. Just automatically have it withdrawn from your savings, withdrawn from your check. You can do that too. Some employers will do that and they will put some of your money in your checking account, some of your money in your savings account, and even send some of the money to the brokerage account. All right, because you want to commit to trying to increase the amount of money that you are saving and investing by 1% at regular intervals. Okay, if you increase it by 1%, it's not going to hurt as much, and before you know it, you're saving 12% more. Like if you increase it 1% every month, then by the end of the year, you will be saving 12% more. Right? All right. Lastly,
save an emergency fund of no less than 3 months for 2 income households and 6 months for a 1 income household.
yeah. So for obvious reasons, right? We had 2 years living expenses safe. We still have 2 years living expenses safe. All right. So if the fit hits the sham, if they decide to cancel Social Security, we have 2 years to figure it out, 2 years to replace that income. You see what I'm saying? And that, because of that, I mean, we're also going to talk about the currency exchange rate, but because we have those 2 years, I'm not really concerned about what the melon felon and these fools are going to do, because I know that we can figure it out in 2 years. I know. All right. So, and then thirdly,
increase your income by creating multiple income streams.
So we are going to launch our second side hustle challenge right after the new year. So if you are on our mailing list, then you will get notification first, and you will get the early bird pricing. Last year we did it. It was 6 days, and it was all in a row for 1 week. We met every single day. That was tough. That was tough. So we are going to do it over 6 weeks, right? We will meet every weekend on a Saturday or Sunday for about an hour, hour and a half or so, virtually, obviously. And you'll have a week to do each assignment. So I think that will be a lot more effective than in 1 week. Yeah.
And you should be prepared to launch your side hustle at the end of 6 weeks.
Be prepared. So come prepared. We're talking about, let's get this done. No more procrastination. No more saying, oh, well, maybe. And then, well, as soon as, let's get this stuff done, because the world is changing quickly, and we do not want anyone who is watching to be caught up in the madness that is about to come. So number 4.
Increase your income by increasing your skill set.
So following is the list of the low cost to no cost certifications that we were talking about that can lead to a 100% remote job and potentially more money.
More money, more money, more money.
That's right. But before we get to that non-traditional list, y'all remember universities like Harvard also offer free online certifications in different areas. All right. So don't sleep that free stuff. Do not sleep it. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. And I'm going to try to get all of these questions. It doesn't look like there's that many. It doesn't look like there's that many, so that's good. That's good.
That means that they're on top of it.
You guys are on top of it. Or we haven't said anything that's not, we've covered it, right? Vouchers. Okay. CK, got you. SSI. All right, y'all. Give me a minute. I think that's it, because before that, the only other, there it is. The only other question I remembered was about barbecue. I think that's it. I think we got them all. All right. What if you don't know what you can do as a side hustle? We will go over that. We're going to walk you through the brainstorming process and all of that stuff, so that at the end of the day, you will be launching at the end of 6 weeks. Okay. Every week we will take a step towards that.
We've had folks come to us and talk to us about a side hustle that they were thinking about, and helped them develop a whole different side hustle that they didn't think about. And
Based
it
upon the
would,
same kind of information.
right, which would work out better for them,
Yeah.
make it easier for them to get in. So, it's talking, it's having
Yeah.
that conversation.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Pinky says, be serious about your money because those who want to make sure you're always in a position of financial desperation have no limits on what they're willing to do to make that happen. That's a word. That's a word right there. And that's serious. I mean, America has been at the forefront because because it was built upon slave labor, right? It was built upon free labor. I want to say, that I'm trying to think. 9% of the GDP, maybe 16%. I just read this today, of the GDP is based upon the slave labor in the prison system, right? Do SSI checks get issued during government shutdowns? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I remember my mom calling because her check was way late, like weeks late, 2 to 3 weeks late.
Yeah, they can be delayed.
Yeah. Even though Social Security and Medicare money is not in the discretionary budget. It's not in the discretionary budget. That's what doesn't make sense. So, will a shutdown place the stock market on sale? It could lead to stocks going down, and it could. I'm trying to remember. Like, I think, obviously the sectors that are most impacted, that have a lot more government contracting, obviously, those sectors,
They're affected.
they would be affected. But just in general, I would say probably. But it doesn't, besides the ones that get paid by the government, it doesn't make logical sense. So sometimes the stock market goes down because of emotion. All right. Human beings make it go down just by their emotions. Yeah. What are the vouchers that are distributed during shutdowns? How does that work? Do you understand that question?
No.
Oh, unless, CK, you're talking about the credit at the commissaries for service people. Otherwise, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the vouchers.
Why don't historically Black college alums give back to schools trust like other school systems? I believe that we do, but collectively we have lower salaries and there's less of us, right? And so if you look at a Harvard versus a Howard, or a Harvard versus a Morehouse and Spelman, Harvard's a much bigger school, and their alum go off to make more money on average. So, systemic racism. But we do give back to the schools. Hi, OBU family. Your health is affected. Yes, I shared with another friend, Medicare covers dialysis treatments, hospital coverage. I was glorified government employee called. Yeah, I guess so, right? Because any doctor, any hospital that accepts Medicare, Medicaid, they're going to be affected, right? They're going to be affected if you go to a place that's not going to give you the treatment unless they get paid first. People can die. That's serious, right? That's serious. No, evictions are not precluded during a government shutdown. No, that's what we're talking about. CK, I'm glad you brought this up. That's what we're talking about. And that's why folks need to take those steps to prepare financially. We cannot afford to be living paycheck to paycheck. We just can't. All right. We just can't. We cannot afford to have a bunch of credit card debt. Not in these political times. We cannot. We need to be spending a lot less and saving and investing a lot more. Because, yeah, the only time that I have heard about evictions being precluded was during COVID. I had never heard of that before, period. It's during COVID. Maybe like uh, in patches where there's a natural disaster, right? Like Katrina or a hurricane or something like
Yeah.
that, right? Where they say in that area only, not the whole United States, right? Obviously, Katrina didn't affect Ohio. So, so Ohio's not going to get no break. Uh, but yeah, what is the ideal financial structure to avoid shutdown vulnerabilities? Well, we just told we when you say financial structure, I'm not sure what you mean, but the two things: one, have multiple streams of income, all right, so that your income is not dependent upon government grants, Social Security. None of that stuff should be 100% of your income. So that's number one. Number two, have as much emergency fund as you can. Like I said, we have 2 years. Do you understand that question differently, sweetheart?
No.
Yeah. So I'm not, when you say financial structure,
Yeah, I think that's what she means. It's
yeah. I don't know.
have a good, strong emergency fund is
Yeah.
what you really need. Give yourself peace of mind.
Yeah. Is your 65% investment rate, did that also include emergency savings? No, no, we saved over and above that. I never thought about that. The
Oh, yeah.
65% was going 100% into investments.
Right.
And then I was putting money aside over and above that in cash, near cash, money
Yeah,
market,
you
high yield
would do
savings,
that for like bonus or something like that would go into
savings.
savings. Yeah.
Yeah, cash savings. So all of the money, that 65% was our 401ks, our IRA, and our brokerage withdrawals. And all of that was automated. And so that's where the 65% came in. Yeah, I never thought about that. So actually, our savings rate was higher than 65%. Yeah. Thank you, Greta, for making me realize that. FYI, Social Security is due to be cut by 33% in 2031 and 21% by 2034. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. All they have to do is increase the limit on what they are taxing. Why withdraw taxing for Social Security stops at like $165,000 income or $185,000 income, and so that next dollar is not taxed, or they're not withdrawing any money towards Social Security. I have no idea. It doesn't make sense, and so CEO that makes millions and millions of dollars is putting no more into Social Security than the mid-level manager that makes $165,000. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. Too much is given, much is required. So I don't know. So, and then we just talked about this. What if you don't know what to do for a side hustle? So we talked about that. Thank you, Winnie. Okay, let me make sure we got all of it. And then we are going to go over, get your pens and paper out, because I did not copy this information to another document that is going to be shared or anything like that. Oh, I thought the government issues vouchers in lieu of payment during a shutdown. Why would they do that? I don't remember hearing about that, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Or somebody who works a government job might be able to tell you that, but it seems like
yeah,
they wouldn't do that.
The only situation where I know that they were trying to help is the military, because it wasn't just the commissary. They also called like the cell phone services, the cable services, and all of that stuff, to ask for grace for the servicemen. or service people, I should say. So, all right, let's talk about these certifications. All right, get your pen and paper out because these certifications are free. They're low cost. They are relatively easy to get, and they could really be the level up that you need without going back to get another degree or anything like that. You just need to learn some latest stuff, right? To add on to what you already know. So the first area is
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing. Certifications, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to read them off?
Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce certification. HubSpot Content Marketing certification.
Content.
It's free. Content.
You said content. It's the same
Content.
spelling. It's the same spelling.
And I had my glasses on either, my other glasses. HubSpot Content Marketing.
Now, I told him to change his glasses to the ones with more medicine. He says, I want to wear these. And now he can't see it. Now he complained that he can't see it.
There you go.
All right. So, and Meta Blueprint certification. So that's Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce certification, HubSpot Content Marketing certification, and Meta Blueprint certification. All of those are free. The Google one, it was free. I looked it up. It was free. And it starts in January. So if you're interested in that, you want to go on to Coursera, Coursera, and sign up. But if you just Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce certification, it will come up. All right. The skills gain. You get knowledge of SEO, search engine optimization. That's SEO, right? Social media management, email marketing, and analytics. So the kind of job roles would be like
social media manager, SEO specialist, and digital marketing manager.
So I know that at Planned Parenthood National, they were paying their digital marketing manager about $130,000 a year. And it was 100% remote. And I know that because a friend of mine had the job and I helped her get it. I helped them get it. All right, number 2.
Technology and it. Technology and IT.
Okay, the certifications. Google IT Support Professional Certificate. It is free. CompTIA, CompTIA. CompTIA IT Fundamentals, or ITF. The affordable entry level IT certification. And I want to say that was it was under 200 if I remember correctly, was the next one.
AWS certified cloud practitioner.
$100. Cisco Networking Academy, Cybersecurity Essentials. It's free. Skills gained.
IT troubleshooting, cybersecurity basics, and cloud technology.
So you could be an IT support specialist, cloud support associate, cybersecurity analyst. These are remote jobs and they pay well. All right. Number 3.
Programming and web development.
And we have some non-IT ones in here too. So stick around. Programming and web development certifications are
Free Code Camp certification.
I know somebody who did that and got a good job.
Meta Front-End Developer Professional Certificate.
Low cost. So again, I did not see any. I looked all of these up as I was doing the research, right? And I don't remember seeing any of them that were over about 200 to 300. A lot of them were like 120, 130. And then lastly,
Microsoft Learn Developer Pathways.
Free. It's free. The skills gained are coding, web development, and application creation. So for job roles, kind of like what?
Front-end developer, software engineer, and web designer.
Okay. Number 4, data analysis and visualization. Now, part of this is analytical. Part of this is actually creative. So the certifications.
Google Data Analytics. Did I say that right?
No. Google Data Analytics.
Analytics.
Professional certificate.
Analytics.
What's the next one?
IBM Data Analytics professional certificate.
So that's IBM Data Analyst professional certificate. And then the last one is Microsoft Power BI certification or business intelligence. So Power BI is business intelligence. So Microsoft has Power BI is something that is branded. It's a Microsoft brand of their business intelligence that runs behind some of their programs and stuff like that. Again, that's free, and the exam is $165. So the skills gained:
data visualization, oh gosh,
statistical analysis, and reporting. So there's two parts to this job. There's the data analytics, right? You get the data in, and then somebody's got to make sense of it and make it not palatable, but easy to digest, right? So the visualization part is how to take all of that data and put it in a dashboard or something like that, so that the people who need the information from the data can actually see it in a way that makes sense. Okay. So that's the creative part of that job. So data analyst, business analyst,
and reporting specialist.
Right. So number 5,
project management.
Project management. Google Project Management Professional Certificate. What's the next one?
Scrum Master Certification, CSM.
Yeah. So anybody who does project management knows about Scrum, right? You know about Scrum, and they get paid, y'all. They get paid. So that one actually is about $300. That's the only one that I found that has a higher price tag. But $300 to get certified, to get the information, to get certified so that you can get that remote job that's going to pay you what you need, especially for those folks who are starting late and still have debt, right? You want to move to a low-cost place like Portugal, like Mexico, like Panama, like Thailand. Woo, Thailand is on fire, y'all. And with one of these jobs, right? Spain, even with one of these jobs, you can then pay off that debt that more quickly and start building your nest egg. And so that's why we are talking about this, because the idea is to increase income and lower expenses so you can get the hell out of the United States. Time to go. And then the last one,
CAPM, Certified Associates in Product Management.
So the materials are free, the free prep materials, but there is an exam, and that fee is $225. So the skills gained would be
project planning, agile methodologies, and risk management.
So you'd be a project manager, scrum master, program coordinator. Project managers make good money. Scrum masters make good money. I don't know what a program coordinator is, but if you're in that industry, then you probably know. Number 6.
Writing and communication.
Writing and communications. I told you, everything is not going to be IT based. So the certifications that you can get:
HubSpot content writing certification,
technical writing certification from Coursera or EDX. Coursera. I've mentioned that before. If you go to Coursera, Cousera, you will find a lot of these certifications are on that platform.
LinkedIn Learning Communication.
All right, there's a certification there, and that has a free trial. So the skills gained are copywriting, technical documentation,
business communication.
So you could be a technical writer, right? A copywriter, all of the stuff that is on websites. Some people do copywriting with email marketing and things like that, right? So all of that is copywriting and or communication specialist. All right, number 7.
Virtual assistant.
Virtual assistant. There's certifications for that, y'all. The first one is from Hootsuite, social media marketing certification. So I didn't even know Hootsuite had a certification, but there you go. What's the next one?
Asana project management certification.
QuickBooks online certification, free. Skills gained, administrative support, accounting, customer service tools, etc. So this is when you're going to do your own thing. You can do it for a company, or you can do it on your own, be a virtual assistant, or
customer support specialist or bookkeeper.
Number 8, customer service and sales certifications.
Google Customer Experience Certificate.
Salesforce Fundamental Certification.
Zendesk Customer Service Certification.
So that's Salesforce and Zendesk. Zendesk. Zendesk Customer Service Certification. Those are low cost, and the Google one, of course, is free. Skills gained.
CRM tools, customer experience optimization, and sales strategies.
So CRM is customer retention management systems, something like that. Job roles, remote customer service support agent. What else?
Account manager and sales specialist.
All right. Getting back to some more ITE type things, UX, UI design. So UX is user experience, UI is user interface. But the user experience, is not just about is user interface is the GUI, right? The GUI to sites and things like that, or applications. But the user experience is how customers experience a product. That could be a software product, but that could also be a physical product, like tennis shoes or something like that. So, so user experience is not necessarily an ITE type thing. All right, certifications.
Google UX Design Professional Certificate.
That's on Coursera as well. Figma UX Design courses, it's free. Figma, Figma, design courses, free.
LinkedIn Learning UX UI courses.
Free with a trial. Skills gained, user research, right? Basically customer research. Interface design, prototyping. Job roles would be like
UX designer, UI developer, and product designer.
All right. And then this is interesting. This is the last one. Remote specific work skills. Certification, remote work certification by GitLab, GITLAB, GitLab.
It's
free.
Workplaceless remote work certification.
And that is a low-cost one. There are affordable tiers. So the skills gained would be best practices for remote work productivity, digital collaboration. So, this is something to add on. And all of these are not necessarily for you to change careers. It's to up the game so that you can ask for that different role and make the money, right? Get them your back. Mm-hmm. So for this last one, we're talking about remote team lead.
Remote culture specialist.
Yeah. Culture specialist, especially when working remotely, is very, very important. A lot of, especially research and development teams, depend upon the culture of the team and the dynamic to come up with new ideas. Now that a lot of folks are working remotely, how do you create that culture remotely? And so these are the certifications that can help you do those things. And so that's what we've got for you. We have told you how this inevitable government shutdown that's going to come under the melon felon, how that's going to impact your money. We talked about how you can mitigate the risk so that no matter what they do, you are still in a good financial position. And then we've given you some new information on certifications that could lead to a 100% remote job as well as more money. Now, when it comes to the remote job sites, we did that already. It's in another video. I will put that in the description below. I had it in there, then forgot to hit save, and then it was time to go live. So I will put that in the description below. And let's see what you guys are talking about. We finished fast today.
I know. I thought that would be a whole lot longer.
I did too. It seems like we were writing forever. So let's see what you guys are. I was under 3 government shutdowns. Me too, Rhonda. Bill Clinton, Obama, And then, of course, the last one under the melon felon. Democrats didn't care if I was Black, had a mortgage or car payments. I had to speak to my creditors and make arrangements.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it wasn't the Democrats who did that, Rhonda. That's the fallacy. The president does not have control over the national budget. That's Congress. And so it was a Republican Congress under Bill Clinton. It was a Republican Congress under Obama and a Republican Congress under Trump that did that. All right. So don't get it twisted. Obama got blamed. They thought Bill Clinton would get blamed, but because under Bill Clinton, that got a lot of national attention. And so it didn't hurt them the way they thought it was going to hurt him. So it just hurt us, right? It just hurt us. All right. We can't let AI do all the work, Greta, though, right? We've got to bring in some creative juices and put things in our own voice so that we remain a vibrant society. We can't have computers doing all the stuffs. Okay, going back, let's see, 8:53 was the last one I started a podcast. Okay, Allison, we're going to put that up there. What else are you guys talking about? Okay, I think I did that one. Okay, yeah, we did that one. All right. Did y'all see OBU on the last episode of the
I watched it before we came on air.
Are you?
Those baboons had me cracking up.
Are sure you watched this after this one? Yeah, I didn't realize until about 30 minutes before we went live that the Yarboroughs had finished that video. So yeah, we gave them that footage along with the other influencers, YouTubers, whatever, a little bit ago. And so I think that's why they were having problems finishing it, finding the time to finish it. I think that's why it took a little time off. I started my podcast and my blog. Okay,
All right.
Allison, put in the chat what your podcast and your blog is. Okay. If you have a side hustle, share it in the chat. If you're watching from the future, hey. You cannot put links to anything. Okay. YouTube will kick it out. It's not going to go, but tell us what your side hustle is. We are going to be supporting each other, right? We are boycotting these corporations that do not serve us, that do not care about us, right? These information channels that do not serve us, that don't care about us and have shown their behinds. And we're going to support Black businesses. That's what we're going to do. So put your information in the chat, Allison. All right. Ty, with your 65% savings, did you put any into an investment account? I'm wondering how much we should consider saving in a high yield account versus how much to put in the stock market. So we did answer that question, Ty, but I'm going to answer it again. So we were saving over and above the 65%. And I never thought about that because I was just thinking about what was being taken out of our paycheck and going straight into investment accounts. So that 65% was 100% going into investments. And then we were saving over and above that our 2 years emergency fund. Okay, so we knew that we were going to retire early. And I don't get Social Security. I'm too young. So the idea was twofold. One, if the fit was to hit the sham, we have 2 years worth of living expenses to figure it out. And because I wasn't getting a Social Security check, and the idea is that we were only going to live off of his Social Security check, this is what I needed to feel comfortable about making the decision to retire early. And so I think there is no blanket answer for this, right? I think it has to do with where is your income coming from? How many streams of income do you have? And how many income earners do you have in the household? And then what is your comfort level? Okay, what is your comfort level? I think the majority of anybody's money should be invested. your money should be making money. Okay. Let your money make money while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Right. And the only way to do that effectively is in the stock market. High yield savings accounts, CDs, all of that is fine for short term money. Any money that you might potentially need in the next 1 to 3 years, right? Investment money should be money that you need like 5 years out and onward. Okay. So if the stock market were to go down when we wanted to start withdrawing some of that money, we wouldn't withdraw it. We would dip into our emergency fund and wait for the stock market to come back up before we started withdrawing. Right. So that's another thing. All right. What next? Did I get them all? Yeah. Hey, Karen Louise. How do we plan for the non-existence of both Social Security and Medicare? The attack this time around will be substantial. We move out of the United States. We move to a country that has universal health care, right? Them folks in the United States they don't care about us. They do not care about us. We know that. And the United States needs to feel the pain of a Black brain drain. I keep saying that. It needs to feel the pain. And so we talked about how to deal with the non-existence of a Social Security check, okay? Because we're going to have multiple streams of income. And we're going to spend a lot less. So we have more money set aside, okay? Again, 2 years to figure it out. And then Medicare, Rick doesn't really use Medicare. I mean, we used it when he got a cold when we went back.
Yeah, if I'm in the States, but no,
otherwise,
I can't use it here.
You can't use it. We can't use it in Portugal where we live, right? So, yeah, I think, look, we need to leave the United States. They're acting like zip damn fools. And the things that we thought we could count on, they're telling us, yeah, no. I'm not sure what they think they're doing. I'm not sure what they think they're doing besides leading to disaster. Hi, Halisi and Rick. Hey, Laura.
Hey.
Should we be moving some of our money into euros now since the US dollar is strong? Yes. Yes. We are moving chunks of money. And if the Mellon Felon and crew get rid of the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance
Corporation.
Can't be corporation. It's the federal government. What does that C stand for? Commission, probably.
I don't think it stands for that.
Commission? That sounds more governmenty than corporation. Governmenty. So they're talking about getting rid of the FDIC. The FDIC insures $250,000 up to $250,000 for each deposit account. Okay. They get rid of that. If they even start talking about getting rid of that, I'm taking every single penny out, except for maybe $1,000, out of our account. Our 2 years worth of living expenses is coming out of that account and is moving to here to Portugal. That's what we're going to do. I'm not doing the bank run thing. We're not doing that. We're not doing 1929. That's not our type of party, right? We have not had a run on the bank since the Great Depression because we have the FDIC. And so we don't have to do it because it's insured by the federal government. But now they don't want to insure it. So yeah, all bets are off. And so I check the conversion rate probably every week and a half. And when I see it looking good, I transfer money. All right. I thought the government issues vouchers in lieu of payment during shutdown. Yeah. We read that one. Yeah. Google that, CK.
Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
It is corporation. You were right. I was wrong, y'all. That just doesn't sound right, though. Federal institution. I don't know why they would call it a corporation, but whatever. Maybe it is a corporation that is a public-private partnership. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, what's next? What are you guys talking about? If banks begin to do a bail-in, then there is no USD nor currency for us to use. People in this space mention credit freezes. Source YouTube, Gregory Minario, something to consider. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Kofi. Since you guys are living abroad, where do you bank and invest your money? So all of our, not all of our, the majority of our money is still in the United States, Kofi, in our United States accounts. And yeah, everything, the majority of our assets are in the United States still for now. Investing is hard because there's laws around that. So for now, we just remain investing in United States brokerage accounts. So, the typical ones, the Vanguards, the Schwabs, the Fidelities, all of that. So, yeah. What's up with FDIC? They want to get rid of it. Yeah, see, I didn't even see that, Tony. It just popped into my brain. But yeah, right?
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like these people, I don't know what they are thinking. It's like they are purposely trying to destroy the United States. And if they want to burn the shit down then, because Lord knows the United States is doing some stupid stuff all over the globe. Hello all. Hey Tace, or I guess it's Tace. Are you going to put the references in the description? If you mean by references all these certification programs, I will copy it and put it in a document and share it. Okay, so it's not going to be in there right now because we're obviously live. If you're watching from the future, hello again. Look in the description below and I will get it in there. And then, I don't know, within an hour or so after we end this live stream. So, I'll do that. I know I should have just done it in the first place, but I was being lazy. Hey, Sadia Spratt. Hi, everyone. I'm new to the channel. Many careers, you can get certifications in your field, such as mental health, online certifications, teaching, social work, coaching, marketing, customer service. Exactly. And I bet you a good portion of them are low cost to no cost. Low cost to no cost. All right, Tiana, she just took her Scrum class. The only reason I even know what that is because I was lead project manager on a web redevelopment project. And that's when I started hearing about Scrum. I didn't know what that was. I did not know what that was. Customer relations management. Thank you, luxury bucket list. See, I've been out of the workforce so long. It's like, I don't remember what these acronyms mean anymore. Oh, why do I have to know that? Why do I have to know that? All right, it looks like comment. Hey, Gerald, if you want, I saw it, so that's good, but put a Q in front of it. Welcome to our Black Utopia. What's needed is employment firms who advocate for hiring Black people. Anti-DEI means anti-equality. Or equity, right? Anti-inclusion, especially India power structured at Google and Microsoft power structures. Yeah, exactly. And so, and here's the thing. So even with employment firms, they have to be interested, right? They have to be interested in making sure that they're always pitching Black folks, right? I was about to say people of color, but no, Black folks. If they're not interested, if they don't have Black folks in their leadership, then chances are they don't even think about it. White folks don't even think about it. This is not something that's on their mind. I was in recruiting years ago at, where did I work? What's that beer company? Coors. I was in recruiting at Coors. And they probably saw the most amount of Black people come through HR when I was in charge of recruiting for that department than they ever had before. And I was looking any name that sounded Black, if they went to a HBCU, then they were getting called if they had the right qualifications. They were getting called at least getting that initial interview from me. So I guess that's the video. Hey, Paolo, how do you the whole gold thing? Um, like, no, everything else is not gambling. The stock market is not gambling. It is investing. These are real companies that need money to continue to do research and development. Apple, it's not a gamble to invest in Apple, for instance, right? Like it's a real company. It's a huge company. It has a huge share of the market, right? We will know when it stops doing research and development and when it's time to sell. We'll know. We'll know. But that's not now, right? Now investing in, Go Spot Go company, yeah, that could be a gamble because who in the hell are they? What's their team like, this and that and the other. Now you've got to start doing your research, and you've got to look at what the historicals show and all of this stuff. There is a science to investing. And when you evaluate it over and above index funds, because index funds is automatic diversity, you're going to be invested in all the huge companies, right? And when you're invested in an index fund, it's like 300, 400, 500 companies. If one of them or two of them fails, the index fund is still going to be fine. You get what I'm saying, right? An index fund is just a mutual fund. So that's one thing. But when you're talking about, something's itching my nose, but when you're talking about investing in individual companies, there is a science to it. There are certain indicators that can let you know the chances or the probability that this company will continue to perform at the same or a higher level. It's not rocket science, but you basically, you look at the historicals, you look at the historical stock price, you look at the financials, the balance sheets, cash flow statements, et cetera, et cetera. You see how much debt they have to income, right? We know how to evaluate companies. We know how to evaluate whether a company is doing well, has been doing well historically, and then you use common sense. Obviously, like, I would not be invested in a coal mining company. But that's common sense, right? That is an industry on its way out. I would be investing in, solar powered batteries and things like that, right? Even this blockchain technology, things like that, things of the future. Do you think Biden will sign the Social Security Fairness Act, which eliminates two formulas that reduce benefits for those who receive foreign and government pensions in addition to Social Security? I don't know what else is in the bill, Karen Louise, so it's hard to say. But if it only does what you're saying, then I don't see why not. And the other thing, and it would be great if they codified it. They should put it in the Constitution. They should put Social Security, Medicare in the Constitution, so it'll be a lot harder to get rid of. But in any event, the other thing about Social Security is what the criteria that they use to measure inflation and what is inflationary is flawed as well. It's very flawed and leads to smaller increases, smaller cost of living increases. All right, Rapper ND. My side hustle, what to eat, healthy lifestyle, and nutritional coaching from my website and YouTube channel, Rick and Halisi Coaching. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I'm just saying, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. All right. Tashina, I'm a licensed independent contractor for personal lines insurance, and I also started a commercial cleaning business. Wow, it's hard to save money and invest. How do I find out my comfort level? I think as far as how to find your comfort level, I think you need to, it's trial and error, right? Trial and error. Um, you know how long you think you need to make things right. So if the fit were to hit the sham, Tashina, the fit were to hit the sham, how much time has it taken you in the past to find another job, right? How much time, does it take for you to do X, Y, and Z? And so I would take that, then add another third onto it. So let's just say you are the type of person you usually can find a job within 3 months. Let's increase that to say, okay, under bad times, it's going to be 6 months. Right? Then I would take that 6 months and I'd add another 3 months to it. So I would have 9 months. If on average I could find a job in 3 months, I would have 9 months living expenses saved. Um, you need to go through, like we said, go through every single thing that you spend money on. Back in the day when we did this the very first time, there are applications, there are platforms where you can put all your information in, like Empower, where you can put all your information in and it can analyze it for you. But I did it the old fashioned way. And I took our checking account, with all the debits and stuff like that, and I downloaded it into Excel. I took our credit card bills, 3 months of them, 3 months of bank statements, 3 months of credit card, and I downloaded it into Excel, and then I started sorting. And that's when I found out, for those of you who've been watching us since the beginning, y'all know we were spending way back in 2017, 2016, we were spending on average about $900 to $1,000 a month eating out, just the two of us. That's not including groceries, just eating out. And then we wonder why we didn't have more savings, right? So sacrifices do have to be made. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. We canceled cable. We just started getting rid of stuff. It's like we realized the only thing we were watching on cable was like 2 shows and the news. And the news was depressing. Get rid of it. So we canceled cable and then we just kept like the Netflix, the Hulu, and stuff like that. And lowered that, because in the United States, like here, you don't have to cancel cable. Our cable and our high-speed internet and a landline, if we so choose to have a landline, is €35 a month, about $38 a month. That's all. You don't have to cancel. You don't have to give up that latte, because the latte is only about €1.65. That's what it's like living here. And that's why we are advocates of moving out of the United States, not just because a good portion of the rest of the world has a lower cost of living, but also because we're not harassed by the police. There's no Karens trying to police us, right? Mm-hmm. There's no Karens, telling us, like I was watching this video and she looked at this man and said, "You don't belong here. I see the way you're dressed. You don't belong here." And he's like, "You don't even know who I am." And she says, "I'm going to report you." And finally he said, "Whoever you go report to reports to me, because I own this bitch." Right? Like we can go sit in the park all day long. Ain't nobody going to come say nothing to us. So lower cost of living and peace of mind and a life of ease. That's why we want you to get that 100% remote job. If it is corporation, of course, Picky Girl knows. Of course, Adelia knows. Of course, she knows. That's why we want you to get that 100% remote job if you don't have those multiple streams of income, so that you can get out, even if you have debt. Even if you have debt. We'd like you to move without the debt, but sometimes lowering your cost of living to a point like Querétaro, for instance, Querétaro, Mexico, we keep mentioning that because we have two good friends who love it there, and they're bougie. Y'all, they're bougie, aren't they? Especially, I don't mean bougie in a bad way. I mean, they like nice stuff. And especially Lamar. Look. And so if you don't watch them, it's Lamar and Angela. You can live in Querétaro for under $1,500 per month. Now just think about it. $1,500 a month. What is that yearly? I'm going to do the math right quick. 1,500 times 12. That's including everything. That's clothing, entertainment, groceries, rent, everything, $18,000. So if you're making $40,000 a year, you can see how you can start paying off that credit card debt and everything else a lot more quickly, right? And get that huge emergency fund, etc., and start building that generational wealth. That's what we want for you. That's what we want for you. Do you think they will try to cut Social Security to expats as a form of punishment? I'm not even sure the government is so big, Dion. I'm not even sure that they realize who is not necessarily living there. Like, we still file taxes, we still have an American address, and we still are citizens of the United States. And so I'm not sure, like, they would be hard pressed to take rights away from citizens. And there's more white expats out here in these international streets than black. That's for doggone sure. If it were the majority us, they'd probably try to find a way. But if Social Security is available to all citizens who have paid into it, then I'm not sure how, unless we gave up our citizenship, they would be able to make that happen. Now, I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. I've been focusing on building up my Portuguese bank account while the dollar is doing decently. Don't know when I'll get there, but I'll have some money in there when I do. All right, Pinky, we need you sooner than later. Let's help speed up this program. So the other thing that 2025 is going to be the year, y'all. We are starting our community. We've already got, our Black Utopia's 5 over 50 Facebook community. We're going to start our paid community, which is going to be an accountability group with our money beyond the bling. And we're going to subscription model. We're going to make that happen. So that's going to be around the same time that we launch the side hustle challenge, our second side hustle challenge, because we want to help you guys get out sooner than later. And I think some of you, based upon the client calls that we get, are overthinking it. You're overthinking it. And into analysis paralysis. The European banks don't insure the bank deposits, correct? I think they do. Can you Google that? I think they do have a form of FDIC. Inflation is making it more likely to hit the 250,000 limit. Not sure what you're talking about, but you're probably not talking to me, Michael. So since there wasn't a Q in front of it. Okay, looking to see if there's any more questions. Another online source, I used to get certificates, Cornell, I guess for online, right? Cornell University. Thank you for the work and research, Alicia. You are so welcome. Yeah, when I was doing the research, Harvard kept popping up. It kept popping up. Oh, wait, no, we got a free certificate program too. Don't forget us, right? It just kept popping up. Hey, Shauna, question. Is it not true the origin of the FDIC is the cause of where we are today? As far as questions the power of the dollar? No, I don't know. It's all it does is ensure depositors. I think what you're thinking of is when they, under Nixon, I think it was under Nixon, where they went off of the gold standard. I think that's what you're thinking of. Either that or the federal bank. I think that's what you're thinking of.
So the answer to your question?
Yeah.
Your EU banks, under an EU directive, each EU country provides a bank deposit guarantee of 100,000 euros.
Okay.
In the event a bank fails, your national deposit guarantee scheme will refund your savings up to a limit of $100,000.
So you just, if you've got more than $100,000 in cash,
that
which
could be lost if your bank fails.
You just put it in another account. So you have two accounts. But you probably shouldn't have too much more than $100,000 in cash, because that's a lot of money not making money. I thought scrum manager was a derogatory term for a crappy position with low pay that nobody wanted, right? It does kind of sound like that. These acronyms, I don't know. I don't know where they get them from, but everybody's trying to get a lot of the agencies the Orange Man wants to devolve. He wants to privatize to his friends. Of course, that is always the grift. That is always the grift. The whole school voucher thing is about putting public tax dollars into private hands. It is one of the biggest redistribution of wealth that can happen. And why taxpayers are okay with putting, organizations that are meant for the public good and putting the majority of that money into private hands, I have no idea. Those are our tax dollars, and we don't elect these private companies. Like, we don't elect them, so we have no power over them. Somebody's about to get really, really rich. Elon's going to find some other people because he doesn't do everything. The whole education system and the deregulation of that and privatizing that, he ain't doing that. So there's going to be a lot of people making money if they are, or Social Security, privatizing Social Security. That killed George Bush. Privatizing Social Security killed George Bush. The notion of it. And he lost the House and the Senate, if I remember correctly, in 2006. 2006. So I don't know. The Windfall Elimination Provision Act has been hitting teachers really hard. I'm not happy that it's going to hit me too as a state pensioner. So tell us more, Pinky. I don't know what the Windfall Elimination Provision Act is. Shauna, it also eliminates the reduction to public workers such as teachers, firefighters. Yep. Oh, I didn't know that, Yakota. I offer risk management consulting services to businesses. I love it. If I did not read off what you do online, put a Q in front of it and repost it. Okay, so I don't miss it. Hey, LaBoss.
Hey, boss.
What'd you guys think of his story? Y'all, were you on the edge of your seat? If you didn't watch it because we weren't live and y'all was all up in your feelings, oh, they ain't live, I ain't gonna watch. You've got to go back and watch his story because it is nail biting. It is nail biting. And LaBoss is such a great storyteller. All right. The Orange Man says he believes he can end birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
To all non-voters this election. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. Birthright citizenship is in the Constitution of the United States, y'all, in case you don't know. It's not a law. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. But when he said he wanted to trash the Constitution, he meant it. He meant it. So, I mean, think about that. I think, we're citizens by birth, but we've always been there, right? Since the inception of the country. Now, is he referring to quote unquote anchor babies? So for those of you who don't know, it's when undocumented folks are in the United States and they have a kid, because that kid was born in the United States, they are automatically a citizen. That's what they refer to as anchor babies, right? They're anchoring you to that country. It's a disgusting term, but that's what they mean. And so I don't know. Look, all bets are off, y'all. All bets are off. And while we are screaming from the rooftops, we also need to be making provisions to take care of ourselves and get the hell out. What is the name of the city, again, where you can live for $18,000? Querétaro. I am going to put it in the chat. Querétaro. Querétaro, Mexico. We have done several best cities with the cost of living videos.
Mhm.
So if you're new to our channel, Kimberly, I don't really recognize your name, so you're relatively new. Go back and watch those videos because they're all still relevant. And the cost of living may have gone up for some of them. Like the first one we did was over 2.5 years ago, but they're all low cost of living. So we've got a video that's 2,000. Where you can live for $2,000 or less, $2,500 or less, $1,500 or less. All right, go back and watch those videos. Look, and had I known, like Thailand, we put Phuket in 2 videos. Chiang Mai, y'all. Chiang Mai is on another level. And I mean, I love Bangkok, but I think time zone notwithstanding, I would probably live in Chiang Mai before I lived in Bangkok. I don't know. They both have a vibe. I think I started a move abroad vibe at my job. I told one person, and now I'm hearing it all over my floor. I feel proud because I know I did that. Wow, Allison, look at you being a Harriet Tubman. Look at you. I love it. Look, sometimes people assume that they can't do something because they don't know anybody around them who has done it outside of the military or a move with a global job, right? With a job at a global company, right? You work for the federal government and you're working embassy, right? That doesn't really count as far as I'm concerned. Not the way we're doing it today. And so I am happy to hear that. Action VJ got the information up there. I support reparations. I have to think about what that looks like, but I definitely support reparations to repair, right? To repair a wrong that has been done, and that has been done, and it is still being done. But most especially, like for instance, when I was born, I was not born with the right to vote. To repair the damage that has been done. And that's legal. That's a legal term. And so the fact that they were able to stop us from building wealth through state sanctioned laws under the redlining and things like that, right? The government purposely did things to make sure that the Black community could not build wealth. There is a legal case to be made for reparations because if somebody damages you, right, you sue them. The object is to repair the damage done. Well, obviously, in this case, it's the federal government who sanctioned redlining. So I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. Applies to people who qualify for Social Security retirement benefits and will get a government pension. Oh, Social Security reduces your benefit. There are a couple of exceptions to this. Okay, so if you get Social Security benefits because you had a private job, right? Plus, you get a government pension because you work for the government long enough to qualify. Those people. Well, there shouldn't be an elimination of a windfall. Shoot, you earned it. I'm a web designer under Bethany Melise. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. All right, y'all. Web prevents double dipping. Oh, okay. So not taxing both. I think you mean by double dipping, as opposed to, oh, well, since you get this government pension, you don't need your Social Security, which is how I read it. I'm a Scrum Master and project manager, and as a former teacher, I have trained and certified others and plan to start again. Thank you, Luxury Bucket
cool.
List. I love it. I love it. So you saw Querétaro, Mexico. All right, I think we're going to wrap this up. I loved your Thailand video. Good. We've got more Thailand coming.
There's a lot of Thailand.
There's a lot of Thailand. We'll probably do a live about Thailand, but we just wanted to give you a taste because
Thailand and Singapore.
Yes, we definitely need to show Singapore. It's a beautiful city that I would never live in, or country that I would never live in. Too many damn rules. You can't chew gum. You can't chew gum. The other funny thing about Singapore, it was Singapore, right, where they had the smoking sections on the sidewalk?
Oh yeah,
Y'all, in
they
Singapore,
got a square.
you,
There's literally a square
what,
box
like 12 by 12?
drawn
The sidewalk.
on the sidewalk, like a parking space square, but it's total square. And you have to be within
That
box, that square box, in order to
smoke in public.
In public.
In Singapore. It's like in the middle is like some ash cans, right?
It's a crazy fine. I forget how much. It's not cheap.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so you see all these people standing in this square,
getting their smoke on.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
And the spots aren't close. I mean, I just saw that one spot in that one area and nowhere else.
Yeah, true. I don't remember seeing another one either. So you got to get it while you can. And interestingly, it was right above the metro. And see, a lot of Singapore is underground. Thailand too. So they have these whole malls and everything underground. And so right underneath there is a huge food court with lovely food. And so you come up and then you have your smoke, I guess, right? I don't know. Birthright citizenship was put into the Constitution for the children of former slaves so they could have citizenship. Wouldn't put it past Tumpa Trump to try to eliminate it simply for the history behind it. He don't know that history. Pinky, you know. That idiot does not know that history. Now, somebody around him might. Every attempt at reparations, no matter what the form has come in, has been fought against. It's why, yeah, of course. But I never say never because anything is possible. But all right, y'all, we're gonna let you go. But I'm not holding my breath for reparations. I am not holding my breath. Can you open this back up? All right. So today, with all the talk of this government shutdown, we wanted you to truly understand the ramifications of what could happen and to mitigate the risk on your financial well-being. Okay. It is so important in these times that we remain, thank you, baby, that we remain very nimble. We remain very nimble because there is going to be a shift in power, a political shift in power over the next decade. That's why we have residency in Mexico, we have residency in Portugal, and this fall or next fall 2025, we're probably going to see about residency in Panama and or Costa Rica. So. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at what Pinky is saying. The web is BS. Okay, it's not about the tax. It's about Social Security benefits and the earnings. It's based on like if you had high earnings or a low pay job, etc. Okay, I get it now. All right, y'all. Merry Christmas. If you are watching this from the future and it's after Christmas, I hope you had a lovely holiday season. If you celebrate, we don't give gifts. We stopped doing that long time ago. But we will be spending time with our new international family. And so we hope that you have a lovely one. We will be live next Sunday. And I have some ideas about what we're going to talk about. But the New Year's coming. The New Year's coming, and we've got a limited amount of days. I forgot all about Kwanzaa this year, Rapper MD, because we were in Thailand for so long that I'm still trying to recover. I am still trying to recover.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to end with Tracy's 1275 to live in Chiang Mai. Yep. There is a way, y'all. There is a way. So if you find that you still have more questions, book a call with us. That information is in the description below. We do one-on-one coaching. If you want to do the Side Hustle Challenge, you need to get on our email list because I'll be putting the landing page and all of that together over the next week. If you need help with your money and you want a supportive community, then you need to get into Beyond the Bling. That is our financial freedom course for late bloomers. It will be going to a subscription model, and the price will be going up in 2025. Those who already have purchased it will be grandfathered in. Okay. And last but not least, join Our Black Utopia's Facebook group. That's Fire Over 50. And with that, if you like this information, please hit that, smash that like button, smash that like button as you go, as you leave. And with that, we love you, y'all. And we'll see you later.
Don't forget to check out the Yard Bros.
Yes. Bye.